there is a new movie coming out. It's just been delayed a year, but it's still coming. In the world of John Wick, called The Ballerina, with Ana de Armas. Now, recently at CinemaCon, that Ray and I were at, they showed us this big presentation, showed us about 6, 7, 8 minutes of Ballerina footage. Looks really good. Ana de Armas looks awesome in it, as, of course, it's Ana de Armas. She'll always be awesome and look awesome in whatever it is she's doing. Now, one of the big questions, though, surrounding Ballerina has been how much, if at all, is Keanu Reeves going to be in this movie? The movie The Ballerina takes place in between the events of John Wick 3 and John Wick 4. That's what we just had John Wick 4, right?
Right.
Yeah. So the events of The Ballerina happen in between the events of John Wick 3 and John Wick 4. So we knew they did that to accommodate John Wick making an appearance. And some online, like some really dumb online pundits, like really, really stupid online pundits.
We'll name them. So the first one is
me. Told you guys that I expect that we'll probably get like a scene or two with John Wick in the movie. Like he'll just make an appearance, so it's a really cool cameo, and it'll really cement for the audience that this is that world of John Wick, the world of the Continental, right? But I told you that I expect it'll be very, very minimal. Minimal.
I think most people would have agreed with you, though.
Well, not as many people are as dumb as me, apparently.
Man, did you hear that pop though inside the theater when he appeared? Like we knew it was coming when we actually saw his face in that little reel, where like she's building him up with this description.
Huge pop.
You see
the scene is great because
Yeah.
it's Ana de Armas standing on a train station, right? And you see this train pulling in, and then the train stops, the door opens, and the camera's down around the steps. So all you see is 1 foot come down the step, and then the camera goes to Ana de Armas' face. She goes, "You're him, the one they call the Baba Yaga." And then everybody in the theater gets excited, and then the camera pans up, and it's John Wick standing there, and everybody freaked out. Right? And I thought to myself, there it is. There's the scene. This is the scene or two that John Wick will be in. Well, as I've told you guys yesterday, there was an after party at CinemaCon after the screening of Fall Guy, the movie. It was at that after party that somebody approached me and told me about the fact that Keanu Reeves was going to be the voice of Shadow, something that then Deadline and Hollywood Reporter and Variety then picked up on afterwards. But by the way, big thank to those outlets for linking back to our show and crediting our show when I know those outlets had their own sources and they didn't have to credit us. So I want to give big props to Deadline, Hollywood Reporter, Variety for giving us links when they didn't even need to do that. And they did anyway, so thank you to you guys. But that wasn't the only thing this person at CinemaCon told me. There was more. Also connected to Keanu Reeves, when he said, by the way, I heard you guys talking about how you think, Keanu's only going to be in a little bit. Wrong. I'm like, really? I didn't ask him to elaborate, but what they basically told me was this, that Keanu Reeves is in so much of The Ballerina, they said, and I quote, it's practically John Wick 3.5. Because remember, I said this movie takes place in between John Wick 3 and John Wick 4. They said Keanu Reeves is in this so much, it's practically John Wick 3.5. So, whatever idiot you were listening to online telling you that you shouldn't count on John Wick or Keanu Reeves being in much of Ballerina, I guess you can throw that out the window. Because apparently, now clearly, I still think this is going to be Ana de Armas' movie.
No, definitely. And
it's still going to be her movie. But it sounds like John Wick is going to play a very prominent role in this thing now.
And it should be. I think for people who love the John Wick movies, I think if you're going to hand it off to a spin-off franchise, he can't just be in and out. You got to, I think for me, I got to know that this Ballerina is connected to him in a deeper way or a much more significant way, just in case she does get another movie after this, then I'll be like, then I could associate and like, you know, like it's like a better handoff if they are handing off to her.
I don't think they're handing it off to her. I think they are legitimately trying to create a new cinematic universe, right? Where Ana de Armas's Ballerina will be a part of that universe. And John Wick will continue, because we all know there's going to be a John Wick 5.
Right.
So, and John Wick will continue to be. So I don't think this is a passing of the torch. And again, let me reemphasize, I didn't get the impression that this isn't actually Ana de Armas's movie. It is her movie. She's the main. I have a feeling it's more like, and this is just me guessing, it's more like Spider-Man Far From Home with Iron Man.
Right.
Where Iron Man played a pretty prominent role in that movie, but it was still Spider-Man's movie. You know what I mean?
And isn't Donnie Yen supposed to branch off into his own little thing too? Or was
there
that
were rumors about that. There's rumors they may go into the Donnie Yen. By the way, his character was so good.
I loved his
character. I want
character.
to see him on screen again. So.
You know, and I'm seeing somebody in the live chat, Sir Grizzle, saying, "Oh God, no more cinematic universes." Why? If they make good movies, whether they're in a cinematic universe or outside of a cinematic universe, if you make a good movie is a good movie. And if you can make things, if Ballerina is great, I don't care that it's in the John Wick universe or not. If it's in the John Wick universe, great. I mean, a good movie is a good movie, a bad movie is a bad movie, whether it's in a cinematic universe or not.
And the thing is that if you're creating such a lore, that's like saying just don't do more things within Star Wars or more things within Lord of the Rings. It's like, if it's good, you would love it.
And it's,
well, I remember when I saw John Wick 1, right? I remember saying, and you can even go back and look up old videos. I remember saying, man, and one of the coolest things about this movie, that hotel.
Oh, yeah.
The Continental. I could watch a whole thing about the Continental and the mythology behind it. By the way, the Continental show that, was it on Paramount Plus?
Peacock.
Was it on Peacock?
Yeah.
That Continental show, it was actually pretty good.
Oh, you actually liked it?
I did. I thought, look, it wasn't Shogun, but I actually kind of liked it. I thought it was pretty good. At any rate, there is such a rich world. There's such a rich world with this underground world that John Wick lives in. I think there are a lot of stories to tell.
Yeah, and plus, John Wick has become like Lionsgate's cash cow in a way. Like, I mean, the budget is usually pretty small, right, for those types of movies, for John Wick.
Oh, and the first one was. It was a super low budget movie that nobody expected anything to come out of it. And it became a big hit. And then every movie, this is rare for franchises, every movie that John Wick has done, they've done 4 now, everyone has made more money than the last one.
Yeah, Lionsgate.
That's not easy to do.
Yeah, there was a time where when John Wick came out, most people were like, what is it? And I think most people's perception was it'll do okay and then be like a straight to video kind of thing.
But you got to remember, at that point, Keanu Reeves' career was dead again. Like, everybody forgets that now, but at that point, Keanu Reeves' career was dead again. And he was just this John Wick movie just looked like another one. Remember, they didn't even launch the first trailer for John Wick until 1 month before the movie came out.
I went into it blind. I didn't see any trailer.
Really?
Yeah. Dennis
you know what?
Dennis just was like, "Oh, there's this movie we're gonna see after work, John Wick. It's got a something % on Rotten Tomatoes." I said, "I'll go with you guys. I'll go."
And then you guys came back from the studio raving about it. So the next day I went and saw it.
And then everybody went to go see
It was
it.
me, you,
and it became a big hit.
John Schnapp, Dennis, and Schnapp had to hold me down when the guy killed
the dog.
Yeah. No, you know what? Hey, to be fair, even when I rewatched John Wick, I fast forward through that.
I do too.
I'm like, I already know the inciting incident. I don't need to rewatch it.
But I even stood more up when that guy got his. I was like,
got his comeuppance,
and I almost cussed him. He was like, "Hey, there's kids." I was like, "Oh, sorry." So happy.
Yeah, it's just turned into such a big success thing. So again, this was coming from the same source that told me about Keanu Reeves doing Shadow. That Ballerina is very much, in part, also a John Wick movie. And it's going to be interesting to see just how much he appears in there. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video,
Harry's. You know, guys, in order to start the John Campea Show, I had to leave my high-paying corporate job in order to set myself up to be happier and enjoy more personal success. Because sometimes to get what you want, you have to challenge the status quo and blaze your own trail. And that's exactly what the folks at Harry's did. You see, at Harry's, they saw customers getting ripped off by questionable products in the shaving industry and decided to do something better. Harry's decided to pave their own road by making beautifully designed razors for a fraction of the price of the other big brands. Exceptional products, honest prices. That's Harry's. I have fallen in love with Harry's, from their foaming shaving gel that feels just luxurious on the skin, to their incredible razor that feels just as good in the hand as it does going over your skin. They've got rich, lathering, skin-softening body wash in scents like redwood, wylands, and stone. You see, Harry's provides German-engineered blades made in their own factory that stay sharp longer. You can get a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, foaming shave gel, and a travel cover for just $3 at harrys.com/Campea. Don't settle for the status quo. Blaze your own trail with Harry's. Get started with a $13 trial set for just $3 at harrys.com/Campea. That's harrys.com/Campea for a $3 trial set.
Anyway, question is for you guys. What do you think about that? Are you excited that we're going to see a lot of John Wick in Ballerina as long as it's still primarily Ana de Armas's movie, a Ballerina movie? Are you maybe disappointed? Maybe you wanted just the whole thing just to focus on Ballerina. Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show Podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.